Okay.
So, good afternoon,
Are
ma'am.
we now ready? Hello, are we now ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So before we start or before we begin, let me just give you some quite simple rules. As soon as the speakers will present their part, you are all expected to mute your microphone, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And then if ever you have questions later, maybe they would also give you a hint whenever they are also ready to welcome your questions. Then that would be the time that you will unmute your microphone. Am I understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's begin. Welcome to our career and employment coaching. We have here speakers from DMDP and Peso. For sure, you would learn something after this afternoon's activity. So, to start with, let's begin with a prayer. Let's put our presence.
Lead me by the hand and help me face the rising sun. Comfort me through all the pain that life may bring. There's no other hope that I can lean upon. Lead me, Lord, lead me all my life. Walk by me across the lonely roads that I may face. Take my arms and let your hand show me the way. Show the way to live inside your heart all my days, all my life. You are my light, you're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my light, I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my life. Lead me, oh Lord. Even though at times I'd rather go alone my way, hear me take the right direction. Take your road. Lead me, Lord, and never leave my side. All my days, all my life. You are my light, you're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my light, I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love all through my life.
So again, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So welcome to our career and employment coaching. This is intended for you, grade 10 and grade 12 students. Of course, also with the teachers who are there at their back or at your back to assist or to guide you or to enlighten you on what to pursue. Mag-isa message. Una diretso? Asa mo sa inyo? So let us welcome for our words of welcome. Let's welcome Mr. Neil Adrian Angtud, our senior high school assisting principal. Sir Neil.
Thank you, Ma'am Garo. To my courtesy to our very active school principal, Jerome Omisa, in behalf of the faculty and staff of Cebu City Don Carlos A. Gotham Memorial National High School, students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So I am pleased to see many students, teachers, and guests present here this afternoon for the career and employment. And my warmest welcome to our honored guests, Ms. Jean Marie Brual, a guidance advocate, and Ms. Diahons D. Calinio, the Labor Employment Division Head. So today is a unique opportunity to form partnerships between potential employers and employees. So our key function as a secondary schools is to prepare our students to transition successfully toward a future career path. This involves providing curriculum opportunities to build students' general capabilities, support students' interests and aspiration, and support them in every way to make informed decisions about their choices and pathways. So this program, and with our dynamic partnerships with PESO and DMDP, will help our students to see a variety of available academic options that would help them through their preferred learning styles and be helped to find how to develop plans to reach their education as well as occupational goals. So to our students, you have your whole life in front of you. And now is a good time to start thinking about your future, to make some initial plans. Because according to Benjamin Franklin, success is the residue of planning. So it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to this career and employment coaching. And on behalf of our very supportive principal, Jerome O. Misa, I would like to extend my deepest thanks and utmost appreciation to our guidance office, led by Ma'am Dionalyn Mamak, Mercedita Garong, and Mrs. Keisha Deparini, and to our partners from PESO and the MDP, Ms. Jean Marie Brual and Ms. Dianon D. Calinio, all participants and sponsors who made this event possible. So I would leave you with this quote by Confucius: choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. So good afternoon to everybody. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Neil, for that warm welcome to our participants. Let's move on to the next part. So let's welcome Ma'am Dion Mamak for the rationale. Why are we having this career and employment coaching?
Thank you so much, Ma'am Garong. To our dear Principal, Mr. Jerome O. Misa, our Senior High School Assisting Principal, Mr. Neil Adrian A. Angtud, our invited esteemed resource speakers for this afternoon, teachers, and beloved grade 10 and 12 students, a pleasant afternoon to us all. The career and employment coaching session this afternoon would help and guide you, our dear students, in making informed decisions about your goals in academic and career life. It's a solution-based approach to career decisions that you would make. You will be guided as to what career path to take by taking certain exam as to what your inclinations and potentials are. This will align your interests and skills as to what career track to pursue. We will also be introduced by the programs offered by the Department of Manpower Development and Placement. The Public Employment Service Office would also orient us on their office and how to prevent illegal recruitment. So for this afternoon, our dear students, enjoy and stay tuned because you will learn a lot of things for this afternoon session. Again, good afternoon to us all.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dion, for that uh, rationale. For sure, each one of us here have already that uh, clear mind, or we know on what we expect on this afternoon. Without further ado, so let me present to you, or let me call you on the guidance designate of the second shift in the person of Ma'am Kisha Kera de Parini for the presentation of the speakers and participants as well. A big hand, virtual clap. Take it away, Ma'am Kisha.
So good afternoon. So let me present to you the participants for today's webinar. So according to our Google form responses, we have 10% of teacher participants or teacher attendees, and we also have 90% of student participants from grade 10 and grade 12 students. So that is both from the first shift and the second shift, and also for the senior high. And now, without further ado, let me present to you the distinguished guest speaker for today's webinar. The first speaker is the Labor Employment Division Head of DMDP, and she will be discussing about the DMDP programs and services. The first speaker is none other than Ms. Dia Jones D. Caleno. A virtual round of applause, please. And the second speaker is the DMDP Guidance Advocate. She will discuss on reacid tests, job interview, POES, and POEA. So let me welcome Ms. Jean Marie B. Bruel. A round of applause, please.
Are we good? Okay then. Good afternoon once again. Before I'll start, I would like to actually thank our dynamic principal here, Mr. Jerome O. Mesa, and the assistant principal for senior high school, which is Mr. Neil Adrian Angtud. So we're here actually to present and formally introduce to you the Department of Manpower Development and Placement. So, among ipakuan sa inyo as students, kung unsa bay kanang gamit sa Department of Manpower Development and Placement. So, prior to that, before ta mag-start, Jod, I would like to actually inform you kung unsa amo ang vision. The DMDP is a provider of accessible and equitable employment opportunities to Cebu City constituents, most especially in remote barangays through attuned skills training programs and employment enhancement services. And our mission will be to provide effective and efficient attuned skills training programs and placement services and employability enhancement services. So that is the reason why we have training skills there na the school ana na nakalaan yun para we have para adto nato kanang i-train ang mga skills nga in-depth na nato no when we were born. So our function statement and objectives is to conduct online training by a technical vocational training program and job placement services. That is to carry out full employment opportunities for all, and for this purpose, to strengthen and expand the existing employment facilitation service machinery, and undertake employability enhancement trainings for job seekers, as well as those who would like to change career or enhancement employability. So, unsa man karon ang makita or unsa man pwede na training ang inyong pwede ma-avail sa DMDP. For now, ang DMDP naka-offer sa inyo or sa tanang constituents sa Cebu City, like plumbing skills. We have also computer literacy, computer system servicing, static web design, housekeeping, culinary arts, food and beverage services, and then massage kanang service. Mauna siya pwede ninyo ikuan o after ninyo mo graduate diri sa inyong school, and then wala kayo pa mo makakuan ba kung unsa jud inyong ganahan kuhaon sa inyong college or sa inyong university. Then for now, after sa school, you can maybe go for a vocational study like housekeeping na arami dito, and that is free of charge. Wala mo'y kinahanglan bayran. All you need to do is actually go there, register, and then start training for 3 months. So, our employment programs and services include job solicitation online, wherein we do sales calls and then we collect the job vacancies. After that, we actually post it in our portal, wherein all the constituents of Cebu City will be able to see it through our Facebook page. So if you guys are interested to having a training, or you wanted to apply for a job, you can just check our DMDP portal, wherein, you can check our DMDP portal sa Facebook, and it's called DMDP lang siya. It's a capital letter, all caps lock, DMDP. It's D for Delta, M for Mama, P for Papa, P for Delta. And then we also do recruitment assistance, job matching, employment referral, online referral. We met online, guys. We are now in new normal month, so we do online referral. And then we also do monitoring for our referred applicants. So after nila mang apply, dili lang kay basta-basta sila mga apply, pasagdan lang namo. We keep track. We call that company and ask them, unsa na nahitabo sa among gi-refer, because as much as possible, we want you guys to actually land on the job that you actually prefer to work. And then we also have the guidance advocacy. And then we have our special employment programs and services like the overseas job fairs. Like now, I am looking for 100 registered nurses, And this is a free kanang government to government services. So if you know someone na registered na siya and she is or he is willing to actually go abroad, they can just go to DMDP, ask for me or ask for the people in the labor division, ask for assistance, and then we will assist for this job vacancy. Aside from the international job fairs, we also have the local job fairs online. Like what happened last July 7, we conducted a virtual job fair kay dili pa man pwede ang face-to-face. So what happened is we do a virtual job fair. Dito ta nag-job fair sa kanang kuan sa Google Meet, and we ask employers to join and give us all the vacancies while we are actually looking for kanang suitable applicants or a suitable person to fill in that job. And then we also do barangay job fairs. Then we also do PWD job fairs. And then we have our very special SPES program. And then the Job Start Philippines. The SPES program, actually, it already started, by the way. And it already started. We have already, it's an ongoing process. And the SPES program will start on Monday, which is on July 12, 2021. While ang Job Start Philippines po, under Republic Act 10689, nag-start na po siya. So we are dispatching our applicants na as well. And then we also have special local hiring and then the supervision of special recruitment activity authorities via overseas. So sa livelihood program, since naaman ta sa pandemic ron, we actually augment another way to actually help our residents, our constituents here in Cebu City nga naalaing kapangitaan. Kay as we already know, maglisod ang uban og pang-apply, so we augment our livelihood program. So we actually reach out barangays or sectors and we conduct livelihood. So what are those programs under our livelihood? We have bag weaving, we do candle making, and then we teach how to make lampshades using plastic spoons or lampshades using PVC pipe. We also do decorated bottles using throwaway bottles. Like if you do have empty bottle of empty, you can actually recycle it and decorate it with whatever you have in mind. You can use kanang hilo, you can use basta you can decorate it. And then we also do have front trellis as well. And we also do have a cooking livelihood program wherein we teach people how to cook or how to prepare a dish with a kanang with a twist. So like for example, there is this maha, but then we just don't teach people how to do maha. We teach them how to do maha and how to twist it like a fried maha. Have you guys tried fried maha? Anyone have tried fried maha here? Oh, sorry. Wala ko. Ano ma'am, katasawan ko. Okay. So, yeah. Sorry guys for, okay. Dali na ito. Oh, naman ito. Ako naman. Okay, so this is what I am talking about. So, we don't only do kanang livelihood, teach them how to do kanang mga DIYs ba. We also teach people how to cook something nga na ay twist, like how to make lumpia. It's not just ordinary lumpia. We make ubi turon lumpia. Or we make kanang, as I've said, maha. not just the ordinary maha, but also we make the fried maha. And then we also have a lot of things that we teach during our livelihood. So we don't only stop there because we are trying to actually find ways to enhance and hone people's skills. So maybe one of you will go to DMDP and will ask, can I do training here? And then maybe one of these days, kamo pa mismo ang mo actually tudlo na mo how to do this dish with a twist, or how to make this DIY na wala pa namo na huna-hunaan. Who knows? So I would really like to invite all of you to come visit DMDP, because anyway, not everyone knows what is DMDP. So now this is really a good opportunity. This is a good platform for me to invite everyone, because everyone is welcome there and you can actually hone and enhance your skills when you visit DMDP, and you don't just ato dito because you want to find a job. So we have alternatives. We teach you skills, we teach you how to be self-employed, or we help you find a job. So that's why DMDP exists. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the next topic will be about Riyazi. So that we will know what line of interest are we into. So where and how do I start? There are primary questions. There are also primary questions. What will make me happy? What am I passionate about? What do I dream of doing? And what do I really want to do? Let's start with finding out who you are. There are also secondary questions. What track can take me to the jobs and careers that are in demand, that give highest salary, located abroad, that requires minimal effort for high salary, that have short test hour, which can give me promoted fast, and that can expand quickly. So these are sets of questions we have in mind. So let's now take a look to the realistic test so that you will understand more about yourself and what inclinations or motivation of interest. So RIASIC is a common use test to determine career interest. RIASIC summary is like R for realistic, I for investigative, A for artistic, S for social, E for enterprising, and C for conventional. So in realistic, we have these mechanical and sports careers. Investigative, we have these technical science careers. Artistic, we have creative and artistic careers. In social, we have social services, people-oriented careers. Enterprising, these are businesses, and sales-oriented careers. Conventional, these are office-based or financial-oriented careers. So, in realistic, you like to work with things you can see and touch. So, more on physical, no? So, you prefer things that seem real rather than ideals and concepts. You enjoy mechanical or athletic tasks. You like to fix things or put things together. Mauni siya ang realistic. So, there are categories, no? Realistic, and there are characteristics and what jobs na mo fit sa ani nga category. So, when we say you are realistic, you like athletic with mechanical abilities, prefer to work with objects, machines, tools, plants, or animals, or preferred to outdoor and in general. Competent in reading blueprint, carpentry work, making mechanical drawings, using heavy equipment, any work using hands, tools, equipment, and machinery. The jobs that will fit into this kind of category, you are engineers, there are engineers, architect, fish and game wardens, forester, industrial art teachers, pilot, military officer, enlisted personnel, craft person, occupational therapists, mechanics. Then we have plumbers, carpenter, electrician, machinist, operator, drivers, repairers, designer, and wheelers. So let's go now to investigative. This category, you like to enjoy logical thinking and like to understand how things work. You like scientific and mathematical tasks. You are good in solving problems. So sa ato pa, maayo ni siya of math. No? So, under this category, there are certain characteristics and jobs na mo fit. Characteristics of an investigative, he likes to observe and learn, investigate, analyze, and solve problems. Scientifically inclined, comfortable in using technical equipment, adept in using log tables, interpreting chemical formulas. So, ang jobs na mo fit ani na category is they are going to be chemists, economists, physicians, anthropologists, pathologists, physicists, production planner, biologists, psychologists, research or system analysts, surgeon, dentist, and engineer. So, in addition to that, our technical and scientific, higher intellectual skills and expertise. Ang characteristic. So, additional jobs fit for investigative are ITs, scientists, researchers, educators, graduate students, statisticians. So, let's go now to artistic. You enjoy art, dancing, acting, and music. No? Once you're an artistic person, you like to express yourself freely. You enjoy variety and creativity. So when you're an artistic person, your characteristic is innovation. You are innovative or intuitive. Prefer to work in unconstructed situations. Use imaginations and creativity. Like playing music instruments, singing, acting, making interpretative readings, debating, sketching, new concepts, aesthetic, and visionary. The jobs that will fit into this category are artists, English teachers, musicians, singer, actor, foreign language interpreter, philosophers, orchestra conductor, marketers, advertising executive, public relations specialists, fashion model, then writers, reporters, photographers, and interior decorator. More of that is uh, the characteristic of artistic is imaginative. They like new concepts, aesthetic, and visionary. So jobs now, additional jobs that will fit in are problem solver, engineering designer, architect, artist, humorist, futurist, fiction writers, animators, creative web designers, visual graphic designers. So let's go now to social. The characteristic of the social is you like to work with people. So these are people-oriented type, no, of persons. You enjoy solving problems by talking out about them. You like helping, understanding, and teaching others. You are friendly and you care about the feelings of others. So under the social category, we have also characteristics and jobs that will fit. So characteristic of a social, they like working with others, adept at informing, enlightening, helping, training, developing, hearing, or communicating. Can explain things well to others. Feel competent with peers older than themselves. Can effectively plan community functions. Good judge of personality. Enjoy working as a volunteer. The jobs that will fit are counselors, social service directors, interviewers, teachers, educational administrator, therapist, nurse, training directors, recreation leaders. In addition to that, we have also, they are also people service, a characteristics of social category. So they are people-oriented, then they have welfare, then care minister. Jobs that will fit are pastors, social worker, customer service, retail staff, emergency medical service providers, front office service providers, household service providers. So let's go now to enterprising. So people under enterprising like to lead others, like to enjoy competition, and you like to be in control. You are willing to be responsible for getting your work done and supervising others. So under this category, there are also characteristics and jobs that will fit. So an enterprising person is influential, persuasive, can lead an organization for economic gain, runs to be elected into office, can supervise the work of others, has usual energy or enthusiasm, good in getting people to do things their way, good in sales, has organized a club or organization, good debater, started its own business or service, has initiative, presenting ideas, ingenuity, energy. So jobs that will fit into this enterprising are managers, salesperson, market analysts, brokers, personnel recruiters, contractors, insurance underwriters, salary administrators, leaders, politicians, and entrepreneurs. So let's go now to conventional. You like to keep things in order. So organized ni siya nga klase ang conventional. You like clear rules and instructions. You are good in details and very careful to do things the right way. So under this conventional category, we have also characteristics and jobs that will fit in. Like working, a conventional person likes working in with data, has clerical and numerical ability, carries things out in details, can follow well on instructions of others, good in typing letters or papers, can keep financial records, system, business, numbers, organizing. So jobs that will fit in are certified public accountant, bankers, business teachers, financial experts, estimator, clerk, office manager, and department secretary, data processor, proofreaders, credit managers, public administrators, cashiers, librarian, and administrative. So that's all. So there is now in your screen, you can see, I hope you have also pamphlets with you, wherein you can undergo this reading test so that you will be able to make a choice, or you will be able to know your inclination as to what interest you are in. So these are samples. This is a sample of the test wherein you can answer. All you have to do is to then after shading everything, items from 1 to 42, you can add the letter R, everything in the R from the left side, then add the next, then also add next column and up to the last. So with the ones in the right side. Then after that, from the right and the left, you, especially let's say letter R, you can, that's for realistic, you could add the scores, right? Then you can place it in the middle part. From there, you will know now the first three top uh, top figures or top numbers wherein you can identify or line of interest. So that's it. And at the back portion of it, you can have also the results of the reassess. That's where you could assess yourself and as to where you belong, what category you belong. So what jobs that will do best for you. So that's all for this, and thank you very much, and good afternoon.
Alam mo, nawag tanto. Sorry. So two more topics from our speakers.
Hello, students. Okay pa ta din, ha? Okay pa mo? Are you guys okay? Hello?
Yes, afternoon, ma'am.
No, no.
So are you guys okay? And just bear with us, we're almost done. So after ninyo ma-ask inyong self, after you actually determine na human na ninyo kuhain ka ng pangutana inyong self, but now is it's the time to prepare for job interview. So the main objective of a job interview is to advertise yourself. So this, I really like this topic because before becoming the head of the labor division, I started really from, I started being the OJT focal, wherein I send students to do OJT. And the first thing that I would love to teach them is how to present themselves. Because mauman na siyang time good na you sell yourself to the employers. You want to earn something good, then you present yourself well. So as I've said, the main objective of a job interview is to advertise yourself. You have to sell yourself to your potential employer and convince them that you are the best person for the position. Kay dili raman kamo ang nang-apply. There are a lot of people na mas yung pagkalidad ninyo or ninyo na mas maayo pa ninyo niya nga man-joy pilion sa employer. As a job seeker, a job interview would probably be a nerve-wracking situation for you. But if unta ma-ready lang mo, as I've always tell my students dito sa kanang DMDP, kung well prepared lang mo during interview, then wala joy rason para magkulba-kulba ta. You may be stressed out, but you have to compose yourself and show confidence when presenting yourself for interview, no? So we will be giving you hints on how to succeed to land to a successful job interview. So the first thing is you do research. So kung you are interested, like example, I'll just say you're interested in working sa Jollibee. So you don't only kanang go there for interview. You need to do something a little bit more nga murag inyo habang ikuan ang company bang impress ninyo nga uy this candidate is really interested in our company. So what you do is you do research the company, research the position, tan-awon jud ninyo unsa inyong job description ug kaya ba kay basig mga apply mo dito as a manager unya ang inyong gipatrabaho dito nagkuan-kuan mo sa cashier. So you actually have to know the job description. And then, of course, it's always professional that when you go for a job interview, you know kinsa ang mo-interview ninyo. Because it's always kanang nice. If you see that job interviewer, na mingon mo, hi, Mr. Smith, how are you? Rather than saying, good afternoon. And then, normally, usually, ang mga HR na ginay copy sa inyong mga resume, but sometimes ang mga HR siguro sa ilang kabisi makalimot. So it's always better nga naamoy extra copy to nga inyong dad-on when you go for a job interview. in case na itapuhan nga HR, inyo na lang hatagan o copy. That's a plus point. And then you bring a pen and always bring a pen with you. Kaya naa niya sila pilapan ninyo din amo magkarakara ug asa mo mangitag ball pen. Okay? And then always wait nga kanang palingkuron mo or whatever, just give courtesy ba. Dili ta magkuan-kuan, magkiniat dito dapita. Okay? And then when you are interviewed, ayaw paghimuhimo og istorya. Be honest. If hired and your employer discovers an inconsistency in your application, hala ka moingon ka dito kay graon kay ka ba? Uy, kay bawo jud ko mo type 45 in 10 seconds. 45 words in 10 seconds. Unya kay naay gidali-dali nga kanang kuan gipa-draft kag letter. Unya usara ka linya, unya andat linya. Compose only 10 words, hala ka din ha. Igbalik sa imong resume. Una, mutut dahil ni si Tampulano, bututun dahil ni, so you will be fired instantly. And then you always need to listen. Practice the listening skills. It will always do you good. If you have some questions or which are unclear or kanang kuan pagwat lang yun, and then when it's time to talk, let the people or let the interviewer finish what he or she is saying before you interrupt. It's courtesy. And then when you have something, be direct. Always be direct. Ayaw paligoy-ligoy. Ayaw sa gingon nga, I want 45,000 as my salary. No. As I've said, do not interrupt the interviewer. Let him finish the question. And then focus on positive ideas. Offer answers focusing on your strengths or skills. Or do not give too many personal details kay I always tell this to my team, no? When you go for work, of course, dili man sila nato malikayan to try and impress our bosses, our supervisors. But then again, you do your job and try and do love your job because remember what Miss Teacher si teacher ganyan ni ana siya di ba ay dili di ay si assistant principal dayto ni ana nga kanang choose a job that you love because you'll never have to do a job in your life, do that job in your life. That's really right. I completely agree with him. And then when you speak, don't murmur or do not kanang uwaw ba. Because during the interview, you are selling yourself. You are trying to impress people. So do not really shout. Just speak clearly. Loud enough for them to hear, but do not shout. And then always, when you go inside the interview room, please check your phones. Maybe it's open. Someone's gonna call you or your mobile legend will friends will invite you or whatever. Make sure na naka-airplane mode ang iyong kuan or make it silent. Leave on a positive note. Thank the interviewer for his time. You can ask when it would be best to follow up your application. So, when you go, you leave a positive note. Ayaw ka ng pag-leave o ka ng hangin nga makaingon ang employer o ang interviewer sa inyo nga unsa man tong mga playay wa man to'y klaro, so meaning ug wa siya klaro karon nga nag-apply wa sa to siya klaro mo work. And always this will always leave a very very positive note to all interviewers, especially diri sa Philippines. Dili kaayo uso sa ato diri nga after the interview, no matter what happens, you always have to actually send an email thanking them nga na-interview sila or na-interview sila. Murag after the interview, wala lang. You hire me or you don't hire me. Murag nahimo na siyang hobby ba na it's okay not to say anything to the interviewers. After all, wa man sa kay sure kung malan ba ka sa job or not. Okay? And then you try and understand the interview. Understand the intent behind the meeting. And then the employer uses the interview to see if you might fit their organization. So that's the reason why I ask you to always research. Kay basig malan ka sa kuan, wa imong gi-applyan didto kuan, manager nya naadi ka sa cashier na butang. So dili fit. The interview is a chance to decide if the employer is right for you. So during interview, dili lang kay ang employer dapat moingon nga right ka, dapat swak pud ka sa company kay basig na vision or mission ang company nga dili swak sa imo ha. Dapat piliun pud nimo ang imuhang trabahuan, dili lang kay ang employer ang mupili kung kinsa ilang patrabahon. Dapat swak mo together. And then the meeting focuses on what you can do for the employer. And you should always check that. Okay, after all, it will be hard to benefit the two of you. So dapat win-win situation. No? Dili lang kay sila, dapat ikaw po. Clear? And then, again, the fault of some of the interviewees, sorry, they try and memorize their answers without even understanding it. So you guys already heard about the reading without comprehension. It's the same as memorizing your answer, no? So, kung mo read mo, dapat inyo sang nasabtan ang inyong kwan, ang inyong gibasa. So it's like answering or understanding interview. Ayaw lang sad kay i-memorize ninyo unya, wa mo kasabot sa inyong gi-memorize. No? And then relax and listen to what the interview says. Kay taka-taka na lang tas tungod sa atong ka-nervous ba, excited kita sa I'm so sorry. Excited kita sa interview. Tungod sa atong ka-excited, pataka na lang tag-yaw-yaw. So, relax and listen to the interviewers. Kay what kay ba unsa na ilang mga gipansulti. And again, always prepared. So if you have an interview at 8 o'clock, try and wake up like 5. Or kung kay ba mo nga traffic kay tanan, it's always good to be in the venue 30 minutes before your interview. It will always leave a positive note to the interviewer. And then ask yourself during interview or before even you decide to actually apply, dili kay mingon mo ba nga wala jud ko matrabahoan bisag unsa na lang, go na lang ko, bisag di ko ganahan, mao na di jud mo malipay sa inyong work. That's why ang inyong tenure 6 months, less than 6 months, because you don't ask yourself if you really wanted to actually work in that certain company. So you ask yourself, ganahan ba ko mag-apply sa Jollibee? Anong Jollibee man permit? But anyway, that's just a sample company. So what do I need to do this job well? Would I enjoy working with the people? You ask this question, when you actually go for an interview. So would you enjoy working with the people there? What will make stand out for that competition? Can I convince them to hire me at the salary and benefits I want? Of course. If you know how to present yourself, if you are well prepared, if the time and the reason is right, then maybe the employer will hire you according to your demands. But of course, you need to also know your background. So, you also have different types of question. Why do you want to work there? You also ask this question, unsa may rason yun nga nung mo-work ka dito? Kay basig, mo-work lang ka dito, kay na dito imong crush. Nya, wala gud diha imong commitment ba, kay lain gud ang imong nasa imong heart nga adto ka dapita pero ni sunod lang ka dito, kay na imong crush dito. What can you do for them? Unsa may mo-offer nimo sa company? You ask this. What kind of person are you? Ikaw kanang kuan kay ka, for example, extrovert kay ka nya ang imuhang gikuan na as a spa, hindi pwede. So you ask this kind of question. What makes you different or what makes you stand out? And then, ma-afford ba nila ang imuhang services? So, for me don't just settle with kanang minimum. If you can have more, then go for it. Don't settle less because you are worth more. And then, you also ask this question, would you stay with them? What are your 5-year plan? Do you plan to stay there 5 years, or you only want to stay there 1 week and then you will try and find something else? No? So in getting ready, get to know your strengths. The interviewer will ask about them. It's always a must. So if the question, the first question sa ako ang mga pila edad ako. 15 years. The first question the interviewer will ask you is, tell me something about yourself. So when the employer actually asks, tell me, or when you be asked to tell something about yourself, you don't say, I like this, I like ML. You always tell them something that is actually in conjunction with the position that you are trying to get. So, anhani mo i-inline ang skills para swak ka, para makuha jud ka. Dili kay bisag unsa lang na, I like selfies, I like going out. No, it's not like that. So when the interviewer will ask you, tell me something about yourself, tell them something that is in line of the job position that you want to get. And then, know your weakness. Moingon ang employer nimo, or interviewer nimo, what is your biggest weakness? No. You need to tell them your weakness and twist it into a positive. For example, unsa man akong greatest weakness, muana ka, tell me something, your greatest weakness, may ka, I'm a hardworking. Unsa may nakakuha na nga, positive man na. Because I always tend to bring my job at home. That's the weak part. You are so over hardworking that you tend to bring your job at your house. That's a weakness and a positive note, no? So you try to give them a weakness pero a positive ba? So they will say, ganahan ko anin yung hardworking, dahil ka hadarik ka. Or, diba? And then if they ask about your weakness, describe what you've done to overcome it. So that's the thing. So, itwist-twist lang yun na nimo, ihimo na nimong positive. Then, questions you can ask during the interview. Pwede ka mangutana. Pwede ba ma-enhance ang imong skills? And then, how much time is given to update staff's mandatory skills? What are the first objectives of a new person coming to this role? And then, what areas should be prioritized? So, you can ask questions during interviews. Don't just during interviews, that is the time for you guys to sell yourself. So when the HR talks, you also talk. And then next one, are there specific projects that you want me to be involved in? So you try and ask unsay inyuhang dagan ba in the future, basing ma-shock na lang kag unsa na ipabuhat sa imuha. Kunya wala din ninyo masabutan, no? And then what can I expect by way of orientation? Who is responsible for emergency preparedness training? And what will make me want to work here more than anywhere else in the industry? So, moingon man na ang kintahay ang employer, why should we hire you? Mangutana sa kanila, pwede kayo. Why should I work in your company? So, muana day kamay, uy, ganahan ko ani niya, kay curious mind. And then they will try and persuade you, you should work in our company because this company is great. So instead of you trying to sell yourself, now you are twisting the scenario. So you are already questioning them on what good can they do for you. So makaana sila dili ni basta-basta nga applicant. No? And then, questions an applicant must ask an interviewer. O ganahan kaayo mo sa inyong gi-applyan, you can ask, there's no point when you ask them if you want to follow up. If you want to ask them if you can call to follow up. And then, when do you expect the feedback will come to you after your interview? You can ask this. So, mayon gay ang interviewer sa inyo, hint. Mayon ang interviewer sa inyo, we will just call you and then there is no proper kanang date and murag gahangin lang ka ba? So, let's try and move on na. But then when the interviewer will give you exact date, Meaning ana murag kuan sila interested pa sila nimo because they are keeping you in the loop. And then you ask this question, as I've said, ask kanus ako makahibaw sa inyong feedback about sa interview, kung sa next process for the application, I mean after this interview. So leave an in-person, what to look for. So you practice handshake quality. So dili kay ninyo i-firm ang pag-rest sa hand. Kay basig masakitan niya kung mag face-to-face mo. And then try eye contact, pero ayaw sa ng eye contact ha, nga grabe na pud kaayo ka makatutok ana niya. Lain ang eye contact nga kanang formal lang o kanang eye contact nga kanang murag na kay intention nga unsa ba. And then your body language. Try and learn proper gesture during live interview. And then the vocal quality. So like me, I'm so excited to speak. Ang akong tingog dako kayo sa tanan, but then not all the time that you are required to make your tingog dako. And then at the end of the interview, you always have to say, thank you, it's courtesy. Okay. And during interviews, if you can ask those questions, na po yung mga questions nga dapat dili ninyo ipangutana. I'm sorry. The first thing is, how many sick days do employees have? No, that's a big no. Don't ever ask that one. Kay start pag sick leave na ka. Do you have this ability? So ayaw jud ani. Do you have young children at home? What is your religion? Never ask that. What is your ethnic background or country of your region? Never ask that. That's a common courtesy. Okay? So how to prepare during interview? Check your resume. Reread your resume. Basig na ay wrong dito. Wrong imong number. Imbis mahay na unta ka. Yung imo na number. Wrong di ay. Imong I'm so sorry. Ang imuhang address yung gigamit imbis imuha na sa imuhang papa baron nimo na address aw na. So you have to recheck your kanang resume just to make sure na everything, if you really accomplishment sa ML ha, unsa na mo rank sa ML, accomplishment ninyo like what? Being a top student is an accomplishment. Dapat inyong skills and abilities are in line with the position that you actually want to be hired at. Be able to provide specific examples. Expect a question about your salary requirement and then prepare a minimum of 2 questions to ask the interview. This is very important. Kaya nga based lang sa akong experience, the interviewers will always love it when their interviewers would always question them because it shows na you are really interested in working with them. So let's talk about first impressions. The first 5 minutes of interview are extremely important. Address interviewers as kuan, dili ka mag-uy ha. You need to address them. So if they're a doctor, you call them doctor. If they are Mr., lucky, you call them Mr., not sir, not ma'am. Or if they are babae, not madam, not ma'am. The always proper way is if na sila kanang professional sila, like attorney, you call them attorney, or doctor, you call them doctor. But then if regular lang sila, I'm sorry for the word lang, if they're regular interviewers lang, like the HRD, you always call them Mr. or Miss. That's the formal way. Do not address them by their first name unless they ask you to call me by my name, okay? And then be prepared for different questions. So as I always tell our students there sa DMDP, you Google the most common questions. So again, try and Google those questions and get a piece of pen and a paper, jot down your answer, rehearse. i-rehearse ang yung answer kay the moment gani nga nasa puso na ninyo ang iyong answers, the time when you will be interviewed, dali na lang kayo, smooth kaayo ang inyong pag-explain and pag-answer sa mga questions sa inyong mga employers. Be confident but not too confident, okay? Ayaw sa kay basig mag-confident na kayo tan, it shows na hambog na dito, dili na to confidence, no? Convey energy and enthusiasm. You can show it through your body language, and it always shows. Be punctual, as I've said. If you can go there 30 minutes before your interview, then go there. But then, if you are late, please, ayaw taon mo pag late. Nga, inyong reason, sorry, kay wala dyan ko kasakay kay traffic. It's not a reason. Traffic is not a reason. Gauwan is not a reason. Makakita man ka sa kanyang mga weather update. Pakahibaw man ka kanus ang kuan sa inyo, not unless simba ko lang na ay emergency good or accidents nga mahitabo. And then, make sure that when you go for an interview, in tawon, wear something nice because it's how you present yourself. Grooming can also affect the interviewer's impression of you. You want to appear as a true professional, you should be strongly considered for the position you applied for. Dress your best for the interview. Kay mao ni siya ang time nga imuhang gibaligya ang imuhang kagalingon. And people would always look at the physical aspect of the product, and that is you. So be conservative, clothes clean and pressed, don't eat spicy food before interview. Naku, kay basing magkalibang mo mag-unsa mo dito. And please, do not chew gum during interview. Kaya naman, mura magmahugan na nga wala tay batasan. And then if you can, guys, always prepare with you one suit or kanang kuan sa babae, 3 suit man na siya, pantsuit or other business at avoid light colors like wearing red, ha? So you can actually wear gray, black, but try avoid wearing white. Anong white sa taas, okay? And then, if you can wear heels sa babae, then that's better. Always wear closures when you go for an interview. And avoid for girls, avoid short. Have a suit and then you can wear a tie, then do it. Always be professional. And then when you go for an interview, the first thing is do a handshake if you can do it. Some people don't want to be touched, so you always have to observe. And then at the end of the interview, handshake again. So again, practice the handshaking thing. Don't kanang pumot the hand of your interviewer too tight. So you know kung naseal ba ninyo ang interview when you know how they hold your hand and you can feel it. That's it. So job offer letter, after they will acquire you, they decided to if you qualify, if they think that you are actually can present yourself well, so you will receive a job offer. Then again, as I've said, after sa inyong interview, you send a thank you note via text, via email. It's all up to you. Just always make sure that you say thank you. Okay? And then follow up. The golden rule is follow up a week, 3 days after, or a week after your job interview. That's how you keep your interviewer in check that you are still interested. Okay? And basically, that's it on how you have to prepare during the job interviews. Thank you very much. Do you have guys questions?
during the attendance. Some of you wrote here some questions. We shall do it later on.
At this moment, I'll be informing you about the 10 don'ts to avoid illegal recruitment. This is from POEA, Philippine Overseas Administration. Okay? So that we are giving you this information so that we will be aware of there are some illegal recruitments. That's why we have to know, especially in going abroad, that we need to know some information so that we know when it is illegal or legal recruitment. So there are 10 don'ts in anti-illegal recruitment, so that we will not become victims with this kind of operations. First is number 1, don't apply at agencies or entities not licensed by POEA, such as consultancy firms, training centers, travel agencies, foundations that promises job abroad. So sa ako pa, adto gyud ta sa agency na licensed by POEA. Dili ta na mga consultancy firm wherein they sometimes package like renewing your passport, finding jobs to fit you in. So dili na sila entitled ana, no? Next is number 2 is do not deal with licensed agency without approved job orders. So asa maning job orders nagikan? This comes from the principals of the agency and it is being checked with POEA, no? So dili ta mo deal with licensed agency without approved JOs, no? Next is do not transact with any person who is not an authorized representative of the licensed agency. Okay? Ano man, para dili ta mabiktima, no? Kaya sometimes we just there are persons nga mangilad. There are persons nga moingon they are from this agency. So tanawa ilang IDs, no? Number 4 is do not transact business outside the registered address of the agency. So dili ta mo transact outside sa address sa agency. Let's say ang address sa agency is located at the Mango Avenue. So adto gid mo sa premises sa agency mag-transact of business, not outside. If recruitment is conducted in a province or through jobs fair, check if the agency has a special recruitment authority, which is SRA, or Jobs Fair Authority, JFA, issued by POEA, or as the Local Public Employment Service Office, PESO. Then number 5, don't pay more than the allowed placement fee. It should be equivalent to 1 month's salary only. No placement fee for household service workers, seafarers, and workers going to countries which prohibits the charging of such fee. However, the applicant shall shoulder the documentation costs such as passport, pre-employment, medical examination, trade tests, and etc. So sa ato pa, kaning placement fee, when you are being asked by a placement fee, kung pila ang offer nila sa gawas sa imong 1 month salary, that is imuhang, let's say, maningil sila o placement fee. So not more than 1 month salary ni if viewers and workers going to other countries which are prohibited the charging of such fees. Kaya nga no, gi-shoulder man isa no place first ni household service workers. Okay, next is do not pay place or sign an employment contract. Also demand for an reflecting the actual amount paid. So it means that may contract or signing it kung ang inyong when you were having the conversation is naadin no? And the initial receipt ay demand always kung resibo kung pila na inyong gibayad, let's say nibayad mo 30,000. So tanawa nga ni-reflect yun dito sa official receipt nga 30,000, not 20,000 dito, no? Okay. So next is do not be fooled by attractive job offers through the internet that requires applicants to immediately remit payments for the intended visa, airfare, and processing costs, which should be shouldered by the employer. So sa ato pa, ang kanin siyang mga visa, airfare, and processing costs na ay i-shoulder ang employer po ani. So dili ka mo ang mubayad for the visa, no? Especially if you will be working abroad, kaya you will be having a working visa, no? Okay. Number 8 is do not be enticed by ads or brochures requiring you to reply to a PO box or post office box to enclose the payments for the application forms and processing of papers. Nanuman, kay dili man kakakita kinsa on the other end, no? Butangan naman ito PO box number, so wala mo kabaw kinsa na inyong gibayaran, scammer ba na or tinuod ba na nga katong nag-transact ninyo. So anyway, wala naman siya na gikuan karon, no? Wala na ning PO box karon, kinahanglan transparency na of the agency or the address of the agency. Next is do not accept overseas job using tourist or visit visa. Ano man, kay ang kaning tourist visa, ang intention ani nga mag-tour mo outside or visit visa na may bisitahan. Pero this is not intended for work. Why this is not allowed? Because bisag makagawas pa mo using the tourist visa, not the working visa, dili mo safe if you will be using tourist visa when you are working abroad. Kay dili makagupod ang POEA kung say may tabo ninyo outside. Whereas kung ni-process mo dito sa POEA and it's a working visa, so the POEA can go after the employer. No? Naaman tayo mga Philippine embassies dito sa gawas. Okay? So number 10 is do not deal with fixers. We don't deal with fixers kay the more ato ang mogamit ng fixers, the more higher payments we will be having, no? If ang ato ang tanggasto is 30,000, maabot na siya o 40 to 50,000. Kaya nibayad pa makas fixers. Pero hayahay ang imuhang nahasol. Pero, mas dito, kung dili mo magamit ang fixer so that you will know the process and you will pay less as well. So, that's all for the 10 don'ts. So, hope you have learned something very informative. That's all. And this is the website. Ano siya, no? Ang kanong sa POEA. Then, if you like to check the status of the recruitment agency, you just can type the name of the agency, then you submit. So, makita na if the agency is legit or not, or doon na ba siya pending case, or listed ba siya, or pended sa POEA. Okay? Then, if you'd like to search for the vacancies by position, you can type, let's say, a nurse, then submit. Then makita nimo ang approved job orders by position, no? Then I did. Makita ninyo ang position, country, ang agency, then ang date approved, then the JO balances. Mao ni siyang mga JOs, no? Makita ninyo diha kung pila ang balances nga JOs nga job orders ang pasabutan na, job order balances, no? Kung naa pa bagyoy panginahanglan ngadto, ana diha makita. Okay? So that's all. Then you also i-register na pwede mo maka-sud ani, no? You have only to complete. Kinsa man ang mga entitled to register. Yeah, this is how to register, no? Inyo ra i-type ang mga informations. Then who may register? 18 years old, high school graduate, minimum to 2 years working experience, no medical or legal impediments to disqualify the applicant from overseas employment. Other specific qualifications requires may vary for each foreign employer and host country. Na? So, mani siya. Mani ang website sa POEA. Ingan sila like us in Facebook. And mani nila ang hotline numbers if ever you have questions, reports, ay illegal recruitment. So, you can call and text with their number. They have hotline and they have also websites. So www.poea.gov.ph. Okay, thank you very much and good afternoon.
This is now our time for open forum. For you to be enlightened in this afternoon's webinar, you can ask your questions. Okay. For those of you who had many questions, or some of those were already answered by our speakers during their talk. Or are there any new things that you have learned? Future partnership for work immersion. Here is one question, ma'am. Future partnership for work immersion.
We can do that. So what you need to actually do is just go to the office, to DMDP office, and look for me, and then we can talk about that immersion, and then we can plan ahead. We are open to doing something that's for the betterment for our youth.
Thank you, ma'am. Some more? Was there something that popped up in your mind as you listen to our speakers? Or maybe shy man ni atong mga students? How about the teachers? Okay, someone here typed, I would like to know the guides of becoming an employee and disadvantages and advantages of being employee and employer. That was also discussed in one of our speakers. Wala na? Someone also typed here earlier that I'd like to learn on how I can create a roadmap for my future job and how can I gain self-confidence, which is very insightful in work. I think this was discussed during the topic on of interview. So some of your questions were already answered by our speakers in their topic. Is there any other question that was not addressed or that was not written here before the activity? Anyone? Any two? Any three? Hello? Are you still there, my RD students? No one reacted. May I hear a sound that you're still there? Wala na? No more questions? Are you still there? Our dear students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No more questions?
No more questions.
Speakers, since there are
Okay.
no questions addressed here.
So since we don't hear any questions, we don't get any questions from you. The only thing really that I really like to see in the future, that in the future that is coming, that you guys will stand for yourself and know your worth. Na-off. Na-off. Hello? Wala. Okay, ah? So, asa na car? So, I actually wanted to see in the near future that you guys will be able to stand and know your worth. You won't only settle with what you think is okay. You don't go for the word okay. So you continue seek for what is that thing that would best suit you. So always seek for a greener pasture and don't just settle less. That's the only thing that I can leave. Arthur, you want to say something? You for your time, students. And for now, since you're still a student, try and be the best student and try earning that kanang skills while studying, no? Because some of the skills are honed in schools. So learn whatever the teachers are teaching you because they're not gonna teach you something that you won't be able to use in the future. So sa ako mang nagiay kanang ayaw sunda ang katong ayaw mo pagbuhat og something that later on you might regret it. So always go after what you think is best for you. Thank you very much.
For that parting words. So don't settle for less. So aim high. Now we shall hear the closing remarks of Doc Skybel Gonzalez, grade 12 leader. Doc
Thank
Skybel.
you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. So first, I'd like to start by thanking our God Almighty Father, and of course to our very supportive and compassionate school principal, Mr. Jerome Omisa, together with our super dynamic and fascinating senior high school assisting principal, Sir Neil Andrian Angtod, for giving us time to inspire us and for welcoming us. Our thanks must also go to our remarkable coordinator, Ma'am Dionelin Mamak, who have worked so tirelessly to make it all such a success. Finally, we couldn't possibly close this program without mentioning our beloved grade 12 students of Cebu City Don Carlos A. Gothong Memorial National High School who joined us today and made this event a reality. Truly, after hearing our resource speakers today, it is a great way to help you, students who are facing a decision about the future of your career, make informed decision on your next steps. Indeed, it is important to come up with your career planning as it gives you much needed direction and makes it clear that where you see yourself in future. It makes you aware of your strengths and weaknesses and the skills and knowledge that are required to achieve your goal in future. To that, we should be very grateful and thankful to the Department of Manpower Development and Placement who helped us establish realistic goals, develop an action plans, build self-confidence, and still motivation to take actions, unlike many job seekers who do minimum and hope for the best. It's up to you to take charge of your career, not someone else. Students, I wish each of you all the success as you move forward to the important phase of your career. Best wishes and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Seibel, for that very intense closing remarks. So there you are, dear students. This afternoon's activity that is on career and employment coaching may be of great help for planning your future. So maybe this time there would no more, those questions are now lessened or are now unpacked in your minds. Okay? So if ever you still need some assistance or guidance, our dear guidance advocate of the senior high in the person of Ma'am Dian Mamak, and for the junior high, yours truly, Miss Garo, and for Ma'am Kisha De Parini of the second shift. We are all here for you to listen to your questions. So that is all for this afternoon's activity. This is Miss Garong, the junior high school guidance designate, would say, God bless us all. Thank you and good luck.